Alright, so we're back. Now, yes, I'm aware it's been about 3 months since we last did a video, but you know, family stuff takes over. I've been buying a house, and for anyone that's bought a house, they'll know that is a very unreasonably drawn out process. So I'm still not in the house at the minute. It's going to take a few more weeks, but we're nearly there, so fingers crossed. Now, if you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen that stuff has been going on. The Datsun's gone, and the Metro's now in the bay. So I'll update you on the Datsun first. Alright, so Datsun update. Basically, it has left this garage and it has gone to Andy at All Panel Solutions, who makes all the panels for the cars anyway, and he's been restoring them for like 20 odd years now. So Liam's decided that he just can't get the time away from work to justify doing all the shell himself, so it makes sense for him to do some overtime and basically let Andy do the work, and then he'll knock that out in, you know, a month, 2 months, and where it took us 6 months just to get to it. So fingers crossed, before Christmas Datsun's going to be back. It's going to go straight to Liam's garage, so we can progress the Metro and the Datsun at the same time, and then I'll just pop down to Liam's every now and then and we'll get an update on that, and I can build my Metro at the same time. So yeah, what we've got to do today on this is see if the engine will fit in the back. So I've got a plasma cutter from a mate, so let's get chopping. Alright, so this evening's job is going to be to see if that engine, which is currently in the front, but although I'm not building, you know, a fully legit 6R4 rep, I'm not dirty enough to put the engine in the front. So what we need to do is chop a big hole out of this bit. I mean, the 6R4 doesn't have none of this boot panel. All the floor will go. Probably keep the tubs in for now, and we just want to get as far forward as we can, probably to this bulkhead here, so we can get the engine in and sort of put a gearbox up to it, because I don't know if we're going to have enough space and where the drive shafts line up with where the wheels need to be. Now I know it's going to be tight, but don't necessarily know if it's going to be 100% doable. So we've got a plasma cutter here. I ain't never used one of these before, so it'll be interesting. Well, it saves me using 100 cut-off discs and shattering every time we get it snagged. So yeah, let's get cutting. Alright, so looks like we are back into the humble grinder, because this thing is 16 amps with that round plug, and I've not got an adapter to go into the mains. And although we have got 3-phase down here, it's all wired in, and obviously it's a different plug anyway. So yeah, we'll get back on with the grinder, do it like the old days. Luckily I bought a full pack of cutting discs the other day, so we'll see how many of them we go through, and we'll get the back end of this out. Alright, so update. First disc done, and we have got the back end out. Obviously this is just rough trimming at the minute, just getting most of the stuff out of the way, and then fingers crossed them discs will be big enough to where we'll be able to cut down the side of there, along the front, and then we'll drop this whole sort of boot floor section out in a wanna. Boom. Alright, we are 2.5 discs in, and it's out. And it's surprisingly easy to cut the back of a Metro out with a grinder. Although Liam does always say that I'm good on grinder, so you know, maybe I am. So we'll pull this out now, and I guess we'll wheel the engine in and see if it fits in. Alright, it's in. So it's obviously only on the pallet for now, but the front's looking good. I think we've got plenty of clearance there. We could always nick a bit more from the car if we need it, but I do want to leave a little bit just for you know, getting the auxiliary belt off and stuff like that. Now I've left a big gap between the bell housing and the engine because it'll need an adapter plate. Now I don't think it's going to be like the 30mm that I've left, but I'm just mocking stuff up to see if it'll work. Now we have got a bit of poke out on the back, but obviously when the boot lid's on it'll be a little bit more, but you know, all the R8 boys can stick the gearbox out the back, it's all good. Now at the minute, so this is the centre of the wheel arch and the drive shaft is to the rear. Now the 6R4, they extended the wheelbase out anyway, so what I'll probably have to do is, before I finalise where the gearbox and the engine's going, is get the 6R4 rear wheel arches so we can position that drive shaft bang in the middle where it needs to be. But yeah, pretty happy with that for a night's work. Now next video we're going to be picking up some RX-8 subframes because they're cheap, readily available, and then obviously if we need spares we can just go and get a standard part off a car, and they're pretty much identical track width to the 6R4. So all we'll do is unbolt the subframes and then we'll position them where we want on the car, and we also need to build a table to build the car on. But that's all next video. Thanks for watching. It's good to be back on YouTube, and hopefully we'll keep the videos coming a bit more consistently. Cheers.